Hello. In today's video, I will talk about the Five of Swords. So, we are in the Minor Arcana. The family is the Buddha family, Karma. The suit is swords. The color is green. The element is air. And the basic quality of the energy of this particular family is action. So, this particular card, how I understand it is it's dealing with winning and losing. Either victory over a won battle or, the loss of a lost battle. This particular energy, the karma energy, is not fond of losing. It's very competitive energy and it likes to win. And so oftentimes, if there's like some kind of competition, this energy is really trying to win. And so this card kind of represents that aspect of this particular energy. Of course, when there's a winner, there's always a loser when you're relating to things in that way. And so this card could represent either the winning side or it could represent the losing side. In its upright position, it represents victory over one battle. It represents winning. It represents, accomplishing something kind of more in this competitive way. It's not just like, I overcame this obstacle. It's like I was in competition and I won. In its reversed position, or actually in its upright position, it could also mean that I lost a battle or I was in this competition and I lost. In its reversed position, this card is generally talking about like either lingering agony over loss or hostility over loss. It's usually like this inability to let go of the loss. This card was one of the cards, of course, it came after my great heartbreak, which I talked about with the 3 and also the 4. This was a theme throughout the swords for me. And so I was dealing with the loss of a friendship, the loss of, a particular kind of relationship. And so as I was working with this card, I was feeling a lot of that energy, a lot of the feeling of loss. I might have been working with some of the neurotic quality of this energy as I was having a difficult time letting go. But by the time I got to this point, I was kind of getting over it. I was kind of healing. The 4, if you listen to my last video, the 4 of Swords really, really helped me to get through the hostility and anger over the loss and helped me to kind of return to my seat, return to like this place of being grounded and return to this place of peace. However, this card, I was definitely still working with that. Had to keep returning to the 4 in order to get my ground, but I was working a little bit with the, neurotic quality of this energy or the reverse position of this particular card, where I was relating to the guys kind of, if you can see, there are 2 guys in the background who are walking away. And so they lost the battle and I was relating a great deal to them. I understood the guy in the forefront and it was the kind of position where my heart wanted to be, but I was definitely relating more to the guys who were walking away. This card was one of the more difficult cards to complete. And in fact, even after this card went to the printer, there were a couple changes that I had to make. One of the changes was the color because once it went to the printer, it was printing a bit too dark. And so I had to change the colors, lighten them up a bit. But it's one of the cards that through the rest of the deck, as I was working on the rest of the swords, as I was working on the, I want to say rods, but it would be wands, as I was working with the cups and the coins, the pentacles, I was coming back to this card, making small adjustments to the card. Mainly the guys who were walking away, what's really interesting when I think about the state that I was in when this card like kind of manifested, all of the changes that I was making to the card were all with the guy in the front who actually won this particular battle. And so when I think about it, I think about how that was my life at that time, right? Like I was working on really trying to find a way to win this battle, trying to find a way to feel the victory in it all, and not just the loss. And so I could relate very easily to the loss. I was able to represent them in a way that was very authentic and true. And the guy in the front who won the battle, he was a little bit trickier. He required a great deal more work that was like tuning into that feeling of victory and that feeling of winning a battle, which at that point in my life was not very easy for me to tune into. So again, this card is in the Karma family. The suit is the Suit of Swords. If we're talking about a regular deck of cards, of course, we're talking about the spades. And I hadn't gone back to talking about regular deck of cards, but each of these suits lines up with a regular deck of cards. And so the Suit of Swords would represent the Suit of Spades in a normal deck. And so here we're talking about the Five of Spades. If you were reading with a normal deck of cards, it would be related to this particular kind of energy. What else can I say about the card? I don't know. I feel like that's it. I think anything more I say will just kind of be rambling. However, I would like to thank you for joining me. I look forward to sharing the Six of Swords in the next video. Thank you for joining me, and I will talk to you again soon.